One. It's Christmas!
Ah, humbug.
He was the greediest man alive.
It's Ebenezer Scrooge.
Until the night he met someone extraordinary.
Hello.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
I'll drink to Mr. Scrooge, even though he is odious, stingy, and badly dressed.
Humbug.
Oh, there goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grin.
Do you think it's safe for us to be up here?
If they gave a prize for being mean, the winner would be him.
Yes, Mr. Cratchit.
If you please, Mr. Scrooge, the bookkeeping staff would like to have an extra shovel full of coal for the fire.
Such a frozen.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly
Unemployed!
Heat wave. Oi! This is my island in the sun.
It's Charles Dickens' classic tale, as only the Muppets can tell it.
This is our first Christmas episode, our first of Block 6, Series 6. Happy Christmas, Will. How are we?
Oh, season's greetings.
Merry Christmas, Will.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm feeling very Christmassy.
It's good to be heckling again. It's good to be doing anything again.
Filled with holiday warmth.
Hey, like the lamb, not the rat, like the lamb, not the rat.
And Christmas spirit.
Jacob Marley?
Oh, that's scary stuff. Hey, should we be worried about the kids in the audience?
No, it's all right. This is culture.
This is the movie to see, to share, to cherish with someone you love.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
Walt Disney Pictures presents, from Jim Henson Productions, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
God bless us, everyone.
Whatever.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and this is true, actually.
It is true. No, I've been having the Christmas tunes. I believe we're putting the tree up today, actually. We just did a lovely house clean yesterday, got it all ready. We're going to do the tree. Yesterday while we were working, we got there's a lovely Spotify playlist called Coffee Shop Christmas, and it's just a load of acoustic covers, and it's really good.
You're not using Tom's Spotify Christmas playlist?
Yeah, which famously, everybody, doesn't matter if you're a friend, just type in Thomas Carruthers, it's public, the Thomas Carruthers Christmas playlist. Katrina, how good is it?
I tell you what, I listened to that all Christmas last year. I'm not even kidding.
That is
cheeky plug for you there.
Yeah, that is the playlist, guys. And I'm very.
Does it begin with Far From Over?
No, it's not just any old playlist. It just has a few sprinkling of Christmas songs. Here's the basic layout for this Christmas season on the Carruthers, Leggetter and Whoever podcast. We have 4 films. We each pick 2. And then we are having what we are affectionately calling the Christmas TV Special Bonanza, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Very exciting stuff because, you know, those great Christmas TV specials that we just need to talk about. We just need to talk about them. Will, this is your pick number 1 this year.
Sure is.
And why don't you tell us about it and then lead into our lovely guest.
The word masterpiece is often the Muppets Christmas Carol is just excellent, isn't it? It's the best rendition of a Christmas Carol on a screen adaptation. It's a tradition. It used to be our Christmas Eve movie. I know it's Nathan's Christmas Eve movie, and the music especially. I mean, I can't wait to get to soundtrack corner.
The music of Paul Williams, the wonderful little man.
And it's the magic of those Muppet movies where it's the production design as well. It's just all real sets, and it's
real Muppets.
It's to be a Muppet.
The name of your biography.
Yeah, that's quite good.
It's a working title at least. Nathan, it's your Christmas Eve movie. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we watch this one every Christmas Eve as a family. I've done as long as I can remember, really. I mean, it kind of makes sense with the whole One More Sleep Till Christmas song.
Mm.
It is just our family's favourite Christmas movie. Watch it with dinner, very nice, every year.
Good. Katrina, is this your Christmas Eve movie? Do you have a Christmas Eve movie? Or do you mix it up?
Well, I don't know. We have like different Christmases every year because, you know, all my siblings have flown away now and it's just me.
Flown the
left.
coop.
Yeah. No. Last year we watched the live action Beauty and the Beast and I regret it. But no, I watched this film like multiple times, every single Christmas. So I do love it.
Yeah, I usually knock out. Well, I guess it's confession time, everybody. So I'm a big dirty liar. I love the Muppets with all my life. I genuinely do. I love the Muppets. The Muppets, I think, is one of the finer films of the past 10 years. I really do, sincerely. I love Muppets Take Manhattan. I've even got the Muppet Show on DVD, and there is nothing better to send you to sleep than a few of those really old Muppet shows. As a kid, I watched like 10 minutes of Muppets Christmas Carol, and for some reason, I was just like, oh, what is this? This was my first time watching the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You stinking liar.
Am I a liar?
You've been telling me for 4 years, oh, I hate that film.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've seen it all the way through. Wow.
I know. And I was underwhelmed. No, it's great. No. It's really, 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 really great. But there were parts, but it's only an hour and a half. There were parts
It
where I
is
was
very
like,
short.
No, there were parts where I was like, ooh, come on, pick it up a little. I love the Muppets. I love Kane. I love the songs. I wish there were more songs, as we'll find out in my big change. I wish there were more songs in this movie. All the songs on the soundtrack that didn't make it in, put them in. Make it more of a musical. Too many long stretches where it's just a frightening, terrifying CGI doll lady. All in all.
Oh yeah, she used to scare me as when I was little. Ghost of Christmas Past. She did used to scare me.
She's
I have to say.
my first change.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just use a Muppet? She's scary.
Are we doing it now? Yeah. My change. She's not a Muppet.
She's scary.
Neither's that guy who plays Scrooge.
Oh, that I can forgive.
That guy, yeah.
It's a
What's
joke.
his name? What's his name
It's
again?
a joke because we know I'm a huge Michael Caine.
We do love Michael Caine. Let's jump straight into YouTube comments. And drink to Mr. Scrooge, even though he's stingy and badly dressed. There's not many YouTube comments. There's just this big one.
Oh,
for fuck's sake! This trailer makes it seem like a silly kids' film when it's actually a fucking deep and awesome story with important moral lessons and fantastic symbology. That is surprisingly true to the book, e.g. Buzzywig's factory is interpreted as Fozziwig. That's a tiny but funny change. Even Scrooge's joke about more of gravy than of grave is literally the original Dickens book. Other adaptations of the story I've seen are way less true to the book than the Muppets version, and Michael Caine's acting is drastically underrated. I don't know if it is. People like Michael Caine.
That's a funny change. That's what a great comment.
I just love the vitriol and blatant anger of.
I want to know what happened before they wrote that.
Yes, there is. I've read a lot of these camps of this is the best Carol. I don't think it is.
Oh, what do you think is?
Did you see the adaptation on the BBC last Christmas?
I watched the first 10 minutes. Did it stick the
Shite, wasn't
landing?
I didn't. The Jim Carrey one scares me so much.
That's currently our Christmas movie. It's very good,
It's scary.
except for
You
his
know-
Ghost of Christmas Present.
You know the bit where he's got the two kids and there is. I know that's in the original book. Me going from Muppets Christmas Carol to that, Jesus Christ, that I've never been more terrified in my entire life. So I had no idea that was in the original book. That bit where he pulls them out, and then I'm thinking Muppets Christmas Carol. The scariest bit is at the end with Ghost of Christmas Future, or whatever it is. No, he's pulling like horrible little urchins out of his cloak in the Jim Carrey one. Ooh, I don't like it.
I'd probably say, I guess I have it in Tom's big. Let's save it for Tom's big question. Let's get into this one first, and then I will declare.
What did you want to say, Nathan?
I was going to say, I think one of my other favourite versions is the Albert Finney Scrooge.
Yes, rest in peace.
Apart from his singing.
Yeah. Apart from that, but it's still a good version. The music's still very, very good.
The music is excellent. I just don't like how he plays Scrooge because he does that strange thing with his face. It's like, and he's got a very high pitch. It's very strange, Albert.
But also,
why
we
does
know.
he do that with his mouth?
Yeah. But also, we know that Albert Finney is a good singer. Annie. Together at last. I mean, that's a bit talky singing. The one he sings with Miss Hannigan is literally just him talking.
I know my second favourite version. Scrooged, obviously.
That's the correct answer, yes. Scrooged is the best Christmas Carol telling.
Second best, but yeah.
And I think the main thing, and it's the reason that Scrooge works so well. Katrina, we're doing Scrooge next Sunday. Are you in?
No. I'm getting drunk on Saturday and I can't deal with that.
That took a turn. The reason that Scrooge...
No excuse.
The reason that Scrooge works so well is the love story. And I think that's what's missing from every Christmas Carol, is that Belle is just there for a scene and then she's dead. And that she's gone. When love is gone. Whereas Scrooge takes that through. And I know that love isn't everything and all that. And I know that he finds the great love of family with the Cratchits. But that's what makes Scrooge work so well. And then in every other Christmas Carol, I go, oh yeah, no, in the real ones, she doesn't, he doesn't get her, does he?
It's covered quite well in the Zemeckis one.
Yeah.
There's a few little scenes of them arguing in the shop.
I think the Zemeckis is a marvellous adaptation.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about all this Zemeckis CGI. I think I just prefer early years Zemeckis and the practical stuff. And maybe that's my own fault for literally going back to the future, comparing some of the greatest movies of all time with some CGI experiments, but who knows. Let's jump straight into 10-minute stretch. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to throw it to Katrina.
Okay. I think I always love the Marley and Marley. I think that's my favourite bit. I don't know why. It just is.
Because it's Waldorf and Statler.
That or the whole Ghost of Christmas Present. That bit always makes me so like warm. The little mice with their cheese. I just love it. But I think I'm going to go for Marley and Marley because it used to scare me, but also make me laugh as a kid.
Waldorf and Statler, arguably the greatest comedic conceit ever made. We're going to make two characters that can literally point out any time we say a bad joke and get a laugh at that.
Yeah.
Incredible. Nathan, any nominations for best 10-minute stretch?
Yeah, see, I was thinking along the lines of Ghost of Christmas Present, but it's just very good. Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is an underrated bit, I think, because it's obviously got no songs in it. But the performance from Michael Caine in that stretch is very good, actually.
Does do some marvellous end scene Scrooge business. Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole film is just a fantastic stretch of cinema, really.
Will?
I think for me, it's the opening 10 minutes. I think it's Scrooge into Almost Late Till Christmas. That whole, you've got Gonzo and Rizzo at the beginning introducing that sort of comedy effect. You've got him coming around. You've got Scrooge, a great number, bringing into this world. The song's amazing, and you've got then you've got what's he called? Beaker, not Beaker. Yeah,
Beaker. Yeah.
He comes in, and then you've got that bit, and then you bam straight into "This Is My Island" by. It's great, and then we're into One More Sleep to Christmas. That 10 minutes is perfect.
Yes, I have to agree. I did put the Scrooge opening and the end. You can't, it doesn't matter how many times you watch these bloody films, the change and the whole I'm good man Scrooge now always gets you. It's great. Buy me the biggest goose in all of London. And there's nothing more I love when I'm going to a high window and people I know are below, not random people, but like people I know below, I go, "Excuse me, child, what day is it today?" And it always gets a laugh. It's just a great gag. Let's dive straight into Tom's weirdly specific favourite by the film. I love that the credits are credited to the Muppets.
Yeah.
Adore that. It's even worse for Moses.
Mises. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, one time. I love the when they're talking, when they're trying to get Christmas Day off, and the rats all go, yeah, good idea. No, that's the frog's idea. It's very funny. Just a beautiful frame of Kermit alone at the end of, I think, One More Sleep Till Christmas. And there's the star, and he's just all alone. Just a beautiful, somebody should print that or paint it. It's the American way. And just another look, the frozen Rizzo, and his when he's been in the water and they pull the icicle out and then they smash it. Great gag. Will's more general favourite part of the film.
As alluded to before, the rat's going, "This is my island." That's great. I love the penguins sliding down the street. That's really fun.
Yeah.
In Scrooge when he's like, even the vegetables don't like him. That's great. The horses who just speak like this is just it's great. I love Muppets.
Muppets are great.
In Fozziwig, you've got Animal on the drums who just has a mental breakdown. It's great. It's great.
I should have put this in opening just statements just to kick us off. Is this your guys' favourite Muppet movie?
It is my favourite Muppet movie, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'd probably go Muppets Take Manhattan, but that's together again. It's so good to be together again.
Muppets Treasure Island's got to be a close shout. It's a good one.
With young, what's his face, Porridge Boy. What's the guy who's now in the Modern Porridge and he had that show Star Stories? Oh, I can't remember. He's in that. Because we also have a young guy who we'll get to in What's Left from Tom's Notes. We have a famous actor who's very young in this. And I say famous. Well known.
Oh no.
It's time for Soundtrack Corner, everybody.
Oh, do I not get to say my favourite bits?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yes, go for it, Katrina. Yes, go for it.
The little beatboxy bit with Kermit and Tiny Tim. You know the bit where And that bit, I always used to love that bit as a kid. And that is, whenever I think of Muppet Christmas Carol, that's the bit that's always playing in my head.
As the kids would say, it lives rent-free in your mind.
Wow, what a wow.
This is what the kids, yes,
They do say that. That and the bit where Rizzo falls on the little tiny bird and he's like, he's burning his feet. He's burning his feet. I always used to love that bit as a kid as well.
Nathan, do you have any specific favourite parts that live rent-free in your mind? It's not as long as it's. I'm going to make that the full title.
There's Rizzo and the jelly beans, where he like climbs over the fence and then walks back through to get them. Going to say the Christmas scat, but that's gone now. Oh, but in the It Feels Like Christmas song, there's the bit where he's like walking past like the kids who are doing like the caroling or the band or whatever, and there's one of them that smacks another one in the face, and like the other one's face completely crumples in, like completely folds in on itself, like a quiche that's been smashed or something.
There is nothing better than a good Muppet whacking another Muppet, and then they completely lose all rigidity and just meh.
And the other bit is like the bit where the Cratchits are preparing Christmas dinner, and like Miss Piggy can't remember her own daughter's name and starts eating the food and tells Peter to turn the goose slowly and stuff. It's all very good.
Nowhere near enough Piggy. I know that this isn't their film, but nowhere near enough Piggy. Nowhere near enough Piggy, nowhere near enough Kermie. And I know that I can literally watch 8 other movies to get more Piggy and Kermie. But more Piggy, more Kermie. What do we think of the little Piggy children? Why didn't they hybrid?
Why aren't they? Like
Shrek,
frog?
The Shrek donkey kids. The Shrek, not the Shrek donkey. Shrek and donkey. That's a different. Somebody's probably made that video. The donkey dragon children.
I think it works quite well though that the women are pigs and the guys are frogs. Seems to be...
Yeah, because
is it a message? Is it a message?
I can't remember what. I can't remember what Tiny Tim's Muppet character real name is, but that is. I think it's Robin.
He's like his cousin. He sings in the original Muppet Show. He sings that sad poem. This is the place.
He is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I always loved Tiny Tim. He's so adorable. I don't understand why. This is a complaint of Christmas Carol in general. Why is he
Robin the Frog? Sorry.
Why is he crippled? And then when he gets better, he isn't. What illness is that?
I think that's probably from malnourishment. His
rickets or something?
He's weak. Yeah, he needs those.
I'm just going to Google, does Tiny Tim have rickets?
Well, no, he's also supposed to.
He's got ribbits.
End the show there.
That was a good one.
That was very good.
I think he has like TB. I think he has like TB because he's coughing a lot.
Dead.
No, TB.
Oh, yeah, he did. He had rickets and TB.
Oh, there we go. Ding, ding, ding. Survey says.
Consumption. Carruthers roof. Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I've never like. Another reason that Scrooged works better is that when little Calvin has his speech therapy, when little Calvin can speak again, that's Calvin's problem actually sorted. But Tiny Tim will still die. So
yeah, you still die of TB like that.
So like,
that's it.
So that future will still exist, which is why the Christmas Carol doesn't actually work. It's just like, oh yeah, no, he can have a turkey before he dies.
We can die happy, some palliative care.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, true. I've forgotten where I am. Oh,
I believe we are at
Soundtrack
Corner.
Oh, Will.
Oh, wow.
For our audio listeners, Will has just pulled out.
Put it
away.
Score.
Put it away, Will. Will has just pulled out the complete score.
It's got some lovely pictures in, actually. Some lovely.
Awesome.
Pictures are very nice. Very nice.
So, Will, why don't you kick us off?
Well, for me, it's got to be the Ghost of Christmas Present song. That's the best song in the entire. It Feels Like Christmas. That's the name. That's the best one. I would pair that probably. Oh, they're all so good. I love Thankful Heart. I love Bless Us All.
Bless us all. Life is full of sweet surprises. Every day's a gift.
Which is credited to Tiny Tim and Tiny Tim's family. Don't know about that. I think they're called the Cratchits.
You'll be surprised to hear that I've played Tiny Tim twice in my acting career so far.
Of course you have.
I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Was one of them last year?
Hey, one of them was in a school panto, and I was a rebellious Tiny Tim that pretended to have a limp to claim benefits.
Escaping indictment of the benefit scheme.
There was this whole scene.
Will's High School.
This whole scene where I'm like, here. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I changed and I'm like, yeah, I don't need this. And then I did the whole weapon of choice dance a la Christopher Walken.
Oh my God.
Is that you told me before so many times that you've performed the weapon of choice dance. You've never told me that it was just after you throw away your crutches as Tiny Tim. Oh my God. What was the point? Was it just like a fun...
It was
and then he laughed.
Yeah, it was very good.
Well, he's a conservative, isn't he? They were all laughing because that's true. They're like, yes, they do rob us blind. and then they instead of a turkey, they torched a small boy who works on a pit. Will, famously conservative.
I'm not.
Well.
Oh, well.
Come on, Will.
Blue.
We're not saying wrong, Will.
Yeah, no judgment, you Robin bastard. Nathan, Nathan, give us some songs. What are you? Actually, no. I'm going to be cruel. Will, you can't just list the soundtrack. That's not what this is. You have to pick a song.
It Feels Like Christmas.
Okay, we've got one for It Feels Like Christmas. Nathan.
See, if I had to pick one, then I'd probably go down the same line, to be honest with you.
That's fine.
I think it kind of summarises the film very well. I think Marley and Marley underrated, one that Wilton mentioned. And
I don't think it is underrated. For years, people, anybody who's ever told me about Muppet's Christmas Carol has immediately gone, Marley and Marley.
James!
My ex for 3 years, that was what she would say. She would go,
that's
that's
what she'd say.
I love you.
How are you
doing?
Marley.
3 whole years.
Yeah, those little tykes. I don't think it's working anymore. Those little tykes, I can still. Do you remember the day when we robbed the orphanage? Please stop doing Marley. Marley. I need love. I need substance. Like Tiny Tim. No, stop it. Nathan,
Yeah.
give us a yeah. So you picked that. Katrina. Oh, sorry. Go on, Nathan. Sorry.
I was going to say One More Sleep Till Christmas if you are watching it on Christmas Eve.
True.
It does
True.
hit different. So.
It's beautiful.
It does hit different. I agree. I think that's my favourite. One More Sleep Till Christmas. After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. Mainly because me and my brother on Christmas Eve would always sing that to each other. But last year he wasn't there for Christmas, so it's really depressing. Just me walking around the house in my Christmas Eve pyjamas singing Muppet Christmas Carol to myself.
And then you sang "We're Marley" and
Muppet,
Oh.
One More Sleep Till Christmas. That's the first stage, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. For, oh, sorry, sorry. Katrina.
No, I was just gonna say One More Sleep Till Christmas.
Get your tissue. Give it a tap. I'm gonna go for "Thankful Heart." Maybe not. Maybe it's not the best song, but as I do like to say when I'm directing shows or whatever, or people ask for my opinion, there are two things: best song and best number. And I think that the "Thankful Heart" is the best number. Just obviously, Kane's not the best singer in the world, but his joy.
It's endearing.
It is endearing.
Life is like a journey. Stop and look around.
Have you seen the? I don't know if I sent this. He's recording in the studio "When Love Is Gone." Deleted love song.
See, this is the thing. I have definitely seen that before.
See, this is the thing. So it's on. So it was cut from cinema. It was put on the DVD, but it's been taken off again for the Blu-ray and Disney Plus.
Yeah, see, I have the DVD.
Yeah.
And because when you said that, I was like, what? I didn't know, because I didn't know that. I definitely grew up with that in the film.
Why was it taken out? What's the big controversy?
I'm going to step on a fun fact and I'll tell you now. Basically, it's too sad. According to the song "When Love Is Gone," sung by Belle, was dropped from the theatrical release over the objections of producer and director Brian Henson at the request of Disney chairman Jeffrey Katzenberg, who considered it too sad for young children. The last-minute decision resulted in a jarring edit in the scene from which it was removed and caused some confusion about Scrooge, Gonzo, and Rizzo's reactions. The scene was restored in VHS and Laserdisc and the first DVD, but it isn't used in television airings, Blu-ray releases, or the Netflix or Disney Plus versions.
Oh yeah, I had a video and then must have had the first jump to DVD then, because it's definitely in there. The one I watched.
It's just one of those things, and also, you know, on a real just boring finance note, it takes money to upgrade these to Blu-ray and HD. So if you spend 5 minutes less, then it's just a bit less money, isn't it? Which is a shame.
Not sure too sad's a good enough excuse though. Surely 5-year-olds are old enough to know the world's not perfect and life sucks. You know, like leave it in.
Yeah. And also, I think kids are just going to go, oh, it's the boring one. I'm going to go make me tea. And then later in life, they'll be like, when I was a kid, I didn't like this one, but now I understand that. So
I think that adults really underestimate how emotionally intelligent some children are. Because
no, of course, yeah.
Because I don't think it's sad. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think a kid's going to be like, "This, I can't cope. This is way too sad." Children, I don't know. Kids aren't like that. When you actually spend time with kids, they're not like that.
Well, I think Jeffrey Katzenberg's actually using sad as a synonym for boring. I think he's just saying it's too boring for the kids.
I never found it boring though.
No, of course you didn't, because it's good and it's completely. And also, they've just had to watch the scene of "You loved me once." You did once. You know, they've watched that scene. Why not have that scene in music with a lovely song by Paul Williams? Let's talk about Paul Williams. We're in Soundtrack Corner. Paul Williams, you know, famous singer-songwriter of the 70s. You will have seen him in performance, he was the guns dealer in Baby Driver. You know, the one who called everything like butt meat, and it's like some nice rack of ribs. But he's also, massive singer-songwriter. You may know him as the singer-songwriter and singer, because obviously none of them sing in Bugsy Malone. Of all the Bugsy Malone songs, he also did all of them. Are you a Bugsy Malone boy, Will?
I've never seen nor been in it.
So that'd be like because I'm getting a real vibe here of like, this is a kids movie for you guys, and so it's been ingrained. Like,
oh no, I'd never been brought up Bugsy.
No, Muppets.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I think if I watched Bugsy Malone again tonight, as I did with the Truman Show, future episode, but anyway, we're recording, blah 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 blah. It was like, and it had been a couple of years, and I was like, oh my god, this is so in me. I know every cut. I know what the next scene is. One of those movies. And I think if I watched Bugsy Malone again, I'd be like, oh, here we go.
I think me and Nathan both discovered that when we watched Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. We sat down to watch it, and we just said every line through. It was
Titanic.
Surreal.
I was raised on Bugsy. I loved Bugsy Malone, and I played Blousey Brown in my school production of Bugsy Malone.
Yes, you did. I remember. I don't know why I remember this.
I got very high praise for that role. I can't sing, so I don't know why. I think it's because I'm not the worst singer. I'm definitely not the best, but there are far worse singers than I am. And I think that's why I was like, okay at it.
Were you doing a song down? Were you acting through it? Were you acting through the song?
Yeah, there was a really awkward bit where I was singing.
What's her big song? I'm forgetting.
Isn't it great?
No, it's
Nothing before me. I know I see it from my heart. That one.
Yeah.
My brother was playing the Irish detective, and they had a thing where they'd just walk through the back of scenes. So I was singing that, like really like this emotional song, and everyone's in the audience starts laughing. I'm like, oh no. And then I actually start getting real emotional because everyone's laughing at me. And then I get off and I'm crying, and my brother's like, shit, no. And they were laughing at us because we walked behind the stage. They're not laughing at you singing. And I was literally sobbing. I thought everyone was making fun of me.
It's a real Jeffrey Katzenberg decision. Everybody's going to be bored. Everybody's going to be bored of this sad song. Get the Irish detective on.
Of course. Sorry, you played every other character.
I played famously in my high school production of Bugsy Malone. I played Leroy in the second act. And with lots of homeless clothes, I was sweating, so many, and I had this hat for the whole show, for the whole rehearsal period. That was and I worked so much great comedy about it. And then they said, we're gonna lose the hat, and I said, the fuck did you just say? Except I didn't, because I was a child, but I was very angry. And then in the first act, literally every other scene, I was like, there was like, oh, come on again, do the Mexican reporter. What can I say? The audience.
We
So Tom,
did it at school.
Yeah.
Not school.
No, we did high school. I was year 7. I think I was like year 7, 8, or 9. It was like early high school, because there was a big to-do, because there were 2 Tallulahs, and one of them was great, and the other was terrible. And so there were 5 shows, so they gave Amelia the good Tallulah 3, and they gave the other one 2, and she was angry about that anyway. And it's not like the other shows she sat out. She then played the boxing instructor, do you want to be a boxer in the golden ring?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end, I had to punch a woman because it was full of women. So I was Leroy. It was all like, yeah, you're going to punch this woman. I was like, yay. As Leroy. Anyway. Oscar travesty. I don't think there really is one. But if none of the songs got nominated, it was
definitely a song thing.
It was Lion King, Sweat. So if we're nominating this is leading on obviously from what we just talked about. What song are we nominating for best original song?
Feels Like Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a solid song. Which leads us then into best single minute. So we'll go in reverse. So it's me. Dead air. Sorry. Probably. I like the love. I like the bell stuff. I do. I like, that's the heart of the story. And as you say, it's the best Kane stuff. With in addition that the ghost of Ghost, you're the one I fear most. Oh, terrible. No, great, but haunting. So then it was Will.
Hello. Yeah, I'd say that final Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, where Michael's on the floor and he's like, I could change, and he's very sad. That's a wonderful performance. But then, if I'm allowed another minute, I would just probably say any time when Gonzo and Rizzo were doing a little fourth wall
doing their shtick. Yeah, to an extent. Oh no, I won't say that just yet. Nathan?
One of the minutes I would have gone for was the minute, like, pretty much just before what Will said, and the bit with the tombstones, and the bit where he, like, points at the other tombstone. That one is a very underrated minute, and a good bit of acting. And yeah, I'll go with that one. It's a good minute.
Sure.
I was going to say one of the Gonzo and Rizzo moments as well. It just cracks me up every time. Really does.
It's great gags. You can't beat the Muppets. This is, of course, the first Muppet movie after Jim Henson's death. Brian Henson, whose famous wife? I feel like we've had this conversation. Brian Henson's married to somebody famous. Katrina, keep talking about your single minutes.
Oh, well, I was just kind of done. I do think the bit where Rizzo just falls on the bird and he's like,
Sloane! Sorry. Sloane from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, Mia Sarah. They got married in... Yeah, he's done well. Henson married Ellis. Oh, somebody else.
Oh.
Ellis Flitt, the costume designer for the 1986 fantasy adventure movie Labyrinth, in 1990. They divorced in 2002. Oh, this is recent. Since 2010, Henson has been married to Mia Sarah. They have one child, a daughter born in 2005.
Ferris.
It's in the singing of it. There he is. For our audio listeners, Katrina has just pointed to Matthew Broderick, who's in her room.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick's just sat on my bed. He's just chilling out.
Matthew's quarantining with me. Oh, right, okay. That's my impression of people.
Yeah, I'm just being his therapist because he's still not getting over the murder he committed.
Do you remember in our early episodes where we did a couple of Matthew Broderick movies, and I think we went for 5 episodes, where every episode we talked about the tragic Dublin car accident where he killed a man. Have you seen the car advert he did a few years ago, Katrina?
No.
Oh my God, what?
It's like Ferris, and he's like, I'm always late. And he's like speeding down the track.
Oh my God, what?
And then the family released a statement and were like, probably not the best idea, Matthew.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Jennifer Grey, let's not forget. Just as people forget Dodie, let's not forget Jennifer Grey in the passenger seat. And that's how people found out that they were dating. That didn't last long. Best line, before we continue talking about tragic car accidents. Mother always taught me never eat singing food. Let's do a circle. Will?
When Waldorf and Statler had about the speech, it was dumb, it was obvious, it was pointless, it was short. I loved it.
Katrina?
Bob Cratchit?
So here you are.
Mr. Scrooge.
You, sir, were not at work this morning as we had discussed.
But Mr. Scrooge, sir, we did discuss it. It's Christmas Day. You gave me the day off.
I, Ebenezer Scrooge? Would I do a thing like that?
No, I mean, yes, but you did.
Bob Cratchit, I've had my fill of this.
And I have had my fill of you, Mr. Scrooge.
Emily, Mr.
And therefore, Bob Cratchit.
And therefore, you can leave this house at once.
And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary.
Oh, and I am about to raise you right off the pavement and onto...
Pardon?
Yes, Bob. Raise your salary and pay your mortgage on this house.
Please, sir, come inside. Yes, yes.
It is the American way. It is the British way. Just because it's so funny. I just love it.
It is funny. And as a child, as a child, you've got to have a bit of Muppet knowledge, or at least know the character of Sam the Eagle to get that gag. So, I don't know. That's it, really. Nathan?
No cheeses for us Mises, and it's even worse for Mouses. Both very good.
I can't do the bookkeeping. All our pens have turned to inkсicles. Our assets are frozen.
When they're in the future and the pigs are at the funeral and they're like, oh, if lunch is provided, they just always want lunch. And I think that's one of the quotes I use a lot in just everyday life. Someone will suggest something, oh, if lunch is provided. That's very good.
What the fuck was that spider scene?
Oh,
yeah.
What the fuck was that? Let's be honest.
Not a spider, obviously, is it? But it's about selling his stuff on. So he finds out that it's him, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
It's not a line, but you know the bit where like Gonzo falls and then Rizzo's like, oh my god, and then Gonzo just sits up and just starts carrying on the narration. Where it's like, see that Scrooge was, I don't remember the rest of it, but that's it.
How does he know this stuff?
Yeah.
I'm still here, always a miracle.
Hey, just a great bit of screen stage directions here. An urchin steals a talking vegetable. Hey, I'm being stolen. Hey, help me, help me, help me.
I like that.
I don't think. Oh no, I do have two left. Thank you for not shouting at me. And I fell down the chimney and landing on a flaming hot goose. You have all the fun.
There's more gravy than grave.
Yes, well, that's
Right.
classic Dickens, as our YouTube commenter informed us. It is just more or less a straight adaptation with Muppets, isn't it? I mean, so much of those Gonzo scenes are lifted, just lifted text. I presume Christmas Carol's copyright free now. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
why
in the
this-
public domain, I
That's
think.
what that's.
Is it?
Well,
It must be if it's
that's why
over.
there's so
It's over
many.
100 years old.
Interesting.
It's a must be over.
It's like early Shakespeare books. Not Shakespeare. Obviously, Shakespeare's in the public domain. I mean, early Sherlock Holmes books are in the public domain, but the later ones aren't. That's why there was so much.
That's why that year.
hullabaloo.
Well, there was that year. Well, they came into domain, and then we had Robert Downey Jr., Benedict Cumberbatch, Elementary. They all came out within 2 years. So, what was the other one? That Peter Pan. There was when Peter Pan went into public domain, there was a lot of Pan. Pan. Jesus Christ.
No, we all know the best Peter Pan adaptation is Hook. without a shadow of a doubt.
Hook's never done it for me.
Oh,
I used to love that film. I remember, you know, the bit when the kids are being stolen and it goes all green. We were watching that, and then there was a power cut.
oh no.
And it was really creepy.
What's the change, Nathan?
This film.
No.
Mate. Yeah, maybe keep the song in, to be fair.
Yep.
But I wouldn't change much because it doesn't need to be much longer, I don't think. It is a kids' film at the end of the day. And it's almost perfect as it is, really.
Katrina, then, have you got any changes?
More Fred, because I used to fancy Fred when I was younger.
Do you... Well, we'll get to Fred momentarily, just you right.
Just always fancied Fred when I was little. Wow.
When he came on screen, and when young Michael Caine came on screen, I was like, I bet you any money this is one of like Katrina's Wheeler specific crushes. I literally had that thought. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I bet you any money there's tons of posts on Facebook of like, you girls all know your first guy was this one or something.
I just definitely Fred. Oh, I just loved Fred. Definitely Fred. But he's the same category as like Mr. Bingley from Pride and Prejudice, like that. I don't know why, but like I always fancied them both.
So no change. Will, have you got any changes?
Make the Ghost of Christmas Past a Muppet.
Yeah. Make her Miss Piggy, and then we get more Miss Piggy. Well,
no, I don't think it'd work.
She needs to be. Piggy. Yeah, no, she needs to be Mary. Yeah. Make it the taxi guy from Scrooged. Just no explanation. He just comes in again. Yeah, I have the Ghost of Past. I'm going to say it. Too much Gonzo and Rizzo.
No.
Just let me do. I want to get into the story, and every single bloody time, just too many snide comments. I was like actively happy when they were like, "I'll see you at the finale." I was like, "Thank God, let me just watch the film." And it's not that they're not funny, and it's not that they're not clever, and it's not that I don't laugh every time they're on. But there was like a stretch of 20 minutes or so in the first half where like a little thing would happen, and then they'd come on again and be like,
it's because it's the opening and they're telling the story.
No, but it was like into it. It was like into it.
You know, you can't have it without Charles Dickens.
You can't.
True.
And he does know the story like the back of his hand.
There's a what?
What's left from Will's notes?
I think it's a very, very beautiful moment when Beaker hands his little red scarf over.
Oh, my scarf.
A gift for me.
Oh, I love Beaker. He's so cute.
Beaker is my second favourite Muppet of all time.
Who was your first?
Swedish Chef. I'm a big Swedish Chef guy.
Yeah, I'm a big
Odd
Swedish
choice.
Chef guy. Okay, who's our favourite Muppets? Here we go, Katrina.
I just like Kermit.
Who doesn't?
Nathan?
Yeah, see, I was going to go very vanilla and go for Kermit.
You cannot be Miss Piggy and Kermit and I'd say Statler and Waldorf. But
That's
Miss
their
Piggy.
famously known.
Gonzo's a good one.
I went through a big animal phase at one point.
Ooh, bestiality.
I don't know
That's
why.
really
I just thought it was
fantastic.
great. It just used to make me laugh.
I have very distinct Muppet memories. There was one Muppet Show episode that we had on VCR recorder. There's a little Borat reference there. And it was they did Three Little Pigs. But the one I remember most was the Elvises and the Shoemaker. And every night, all these Muppet Elvises would come in and start singing Blue Suede Shoes.
Return to sender. Anything else from your notes, Phil?
That's it.
Young Waldorf and Statler really unnerved me. I didn't like that at all. It was so weird. So weird seeing young Waldorf and Statler. really, really weird. Let's talk about Stephen Atkinson as Fred, who many of us now know as DC Ian Reed, the bastard that kills Luther's wife.
Oh my God, yeah.
And now Elton John's bad dad.
Oh yeah.
I've seen
Who, by the way, was
much
not happy
traffic.
about. His kids were not happy about their dad's portrayal in Rocketman.
Well, you wouldn't be, would you? Can you sign this for us? It's for Alan at work. And then he hugs him.
Great film.
Great film.
Yeah, I used to fancy him. Oh, Fred. Wow.
Kind of thing for Stephen Atkinson.
No, not now. But
No?
as Fred in the Get Up. Yes.
Ah, so it's also an 18th century kick you've got.
I think it's just the hair.
Ah. Very good. What do we think of Michael Caine's hair in this?
Very long.
Interesting.
Yeah. Alternate ending corner, there isn't one. But there is a few fun facts. Before production began, Sir Michael Caine told producer and director Brian Henson, "I'm going to play this movie like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I will never wink. I will never do it." Here we go.
I will never bury you.
I got buried enough, Mr. White. A ruby.
A tangerine.
He was throwing him away. Burma. Are you ready for this one? I want this on my grave. I will never do anything Muppety. I'm going to play Scrooge as if it is an utterly dramatic role, and there are no puppets around me. It's like the address. Biden's going to say this in a month with the hand on the Bible. I will not do anything Muppety. I am going to play Scrooge. And then Henson replied, "Yeah, bang on."
But it is spot on because that's what makes it so good. It's
Right.
Yeah.
Sir Michael Caine considers the role of Scrooge to be one of his most memorable to him. Very oddly phrased. This was the first major Muppet production after creator Jim Henson's death. The role of Kermit the Frog was handed to Steve Whitmire. He said he was incredibly nervous about taking over such an iconic character. The night before he recorded Kermit's songs for the movie, he had a dream where he met Henson in a hotel lobby and told him how unsure he was. In the dream, Henson reassured Whitmire that the feeling would pass. After waking up, Whitmire was confident and able to do the part. I don't know why.
Is Jim Henson God? Like, did he come and have like a...
He didn't believe in medicine, so he basically just died of his cancer. Just terrible.
No, but coming into someone in their dreams, like, ugh.
Yeah. He did have a big beard.
Bit biblical.
A great big bushy beard.
In the final musical scene, a store in the background is called Micklewhite. Sir Michael Caine was born
in Micklewhite.
Michael White.
Morris
Oh,
Micklewhite.
Morris Joseph Micklewhite. In Micklewhite.
Oh, William.
The movie did modestly well at the box office, but suffered due to the competition of What Christmas sequel, 1992.
Home Alone 2.
Spot on, Will. Lost in New York.
With famous actor Donald J. Trump.
Yeah. It's that way.
Who I never understood who he was when I was younger, and I'm sad that now I actually know who that is when I watch that film. I was always like, who's this random man?
It is a good gag, though. Like, he's in Trump Tower and he asks Trump for directions. It is a good gag. Not as good as in The Devil's Advocate, where they go, "I heard Donald Trump was supposed to come to the party." Donald Trump's the devil. Everybody's the devil. Synopsis of a sequel. I don't think so.
No.
Tiny Tim's
Tuberculosis, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. I'd watch Terms of Endearment with Tiny Tim.
Oh.
What's that, Nathan?
Tiny Tim plays Nicholas Nickleby.
Oh, Other Dickens.
Next Dickens.
The Muppets Bleak House.
Yeah.
The Muppets Dickens Expanded Universe.
The MCDU. The Muppets. Okay, then. This is a great question that I just came up with. And it's perfect. We're in Tom's big question. What's a property we want Muppeted?
Pride and Prejudice.
Ooh, okay. Muppets Pride and Prejudice, yeah. Can get behind that. Nathan?
See, this is one film where we're like, oh, make the entire cast a Muppet. Which actor is human? Well, Michael Caine's a human.
It's got to be a classic. I'm not. Don't say.
I'm going to say The Shining.
That was my joke answer, Will, when you sent that in the group chat.
Was it? Oh. I don't remember that.
Always stealing my gags. No, The Shining would be excellent. The Shining would be.
It would be great.
But it'd have to be the whole family. Would have to be real.
Oh,
You
okay.
think?
And all of the ghosts and Muppets.
Wonderful party, isn't it?
Mm.
White man's burden, Fuzzy. White man's burden. I corrected her.
Waldorf and Statler are the twins.
Come play with us forever and ever. Oh, for not that long. I've got to go home. This is your home, you dummy.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Harry Potter.
Hey, sound a bit hagridy there.
What about Harry Potter? Who would be the every wizard's a Muppet?
Except Voldemort.
And it's like understandable why he's so angry.
Because he's just surrounded by Muppets.
I think Gonzo would make a good Voldemort.
Mm.
Despite the nose being the opposite length to what's desirable.
Fuzzy Bear.
Just someone really random is the only human.
Here's
Like-
one.
Like Dobby or something.
Yeah, Dobby's the only human.
In the movie.
And it's played by Stephen Atkinson.
Here's one. Rebecca. And Mrs. Danvers is Miss Piggy.
You're not the first Mrs. Winter. I am Mrs. Winter now. I am Mrs. Winter. You've never been to Mandalay. You've never been to Mandalay. Hey, yeah. How have we had a whole hour and a half and I've not gone, hey, yeah. Probably just woke a few people.
Well, I'd love to see Call Me By Your Name, all as Muppets. And the Peach is also a Muppet.
Oh yeah, it's like no. Oh. What? And then the dad confesses and he's like, I fucked a Muppet too. I know what you're going through. I like Muppets too. I get it. I know he doesn't say I'm gay. I get it. I know that's not what the scene is.
It's a brilliant scene, and I'd love to see it as Muppets.
Wacka.
Sex scenes included, because I'd love to see how they'd work that one out.
Well, we don't get any sex in the actual film. Oh no, we get the lady sex. We get the
weird bit where Elio puts his boxes on his head, and he's like, I always found that bit so weird.
There's lots of weird bits. Mainly the bit where he cooks a peach.
And then eats it. Not for me.
No,
but you know.
The eating's a bit far. Like, I get the peach thing in a weird American Pie way. Like maybe they think that that's gonna feel like it, but eating it, come on. And on that note, this lovely family episode of A Christmas Carol, where we've ended up talking about Timothy Chalamet fucking a peach and eating his own cum. Will, is there anything you left to say about Muppet's Christmas Carol?
I adore this movie, and it makes me feel very happy and Christmassy and nostalgic.
Succinct, beautiful. Nathan?
I can't wait to watch on Christmas Eve again.
Aww. Katrina?
I'm excited.
Just love it. Very nostalgic. Makes me very happy. Yeah.
Oh God! For a second there, I thought we weren't recording. They've changed the layout. Oh my God! And on that heart attack.
Sorry, my internet connection is unstable apparently.
No, it's all right. We're nearly done. And on that heart attack, this is the first of Christmas, but it's not the last. Next, we do have Scrooged. Katrina, enjoy your drinks.
Thanks.
God bless us, everyone.
Oh, very good, very good.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba.